before we get started, I have to let you know I'm a terrible host. I'm really mean. I've been known to bite. I got in trouble for that too. Nathan and Bryson aren't talking to me.
Yeah.
You're cool with that, right?
Yeah. I think I get.
All right.
I got health insurance.
Thank you for joining me here, Andy. Today we're going to be talking about injuries. If I'm not wrong, you've been hurt before.
That is correct. I have felt pain in my in my days.
Medical marvel. I get injured a lot out of just ignorance.
Yeah.
I was going camping with my brother and my dad. We brought our rescue dog with us, Maple, and she's like a huge muscular dog. We just want to tire her out. So we put her on like a giant 100-foot rope and just threw a frisbee for her. I didn't realize, but I threw the frisbee, looked down, and the rope is wrapped around my foot. And then right as I let go of the frisbee, I'm like, I should move my foot. But it was just too late. She took off so fast, it tightened around my foot instantly, and then it shredded all the skin in a circle around my ankle. My dad.
Cookie Run Tower of Adventures is officially available on both mobile and PC with
He just kind of lets things go. He was like, we'll put some athletic wrap on that. And then I just slept out in the wilderness with my shredded foot. For 4 years, I just had a ring around my ankle.
Oh, so that was that is deep. That was deep.
It took everything with it, dude.
Way back in high school, I was just biking around with a buddy. We got up to this top of the hill, and at the bottom there's a little construction going on. There's piles of dirt. He goes down the hill, hits a pile of dirt, ramps off of it, but doesn't get in the air. And he's like, "Come on, Andy, you do it." And I'm like, "No, I don't want to do it." And he's pressuring me. He's like, "Come on, it'll be fun." And I'm like, "Fine, I'll do it." I don't know why, but I started to really lean into going down the hill. I was pedaling with the gravity. At the last second, he's like, "Slow down," and I'm like, "What?" And then I hit the pile of dirt, but it was a different parallel pile of dirt that was one larger and two way softer packed. So my bike just sinks into it while I'm going 30 miles an hour. I fly 20 feet, everything's in slow motion. I'm like, "What? Oh no, I should have done it." And then I hit the ground and slide another 5 feet on my face. And then the friction slows me down. That was the worst injury because you could see it all over my face. I looked like Two-Face. I was it's all but it didn't hurt. He comes over to me. He's like, you okay? And I'm like, "Yeah, actually, I'm fine." And then I went to school the next couple days, and people were like, "What happened?"
You should see the other guy.
Yeah,
pile of dirt.
He's fine.
I'm injury prone, but my brother's got a couple less brain cells than I do. I love him, but he just thinks a whole lot less. I was sitting in class, must have been 4th or 5th grade. The teacher tells me, "Brody, you got to go in that hallway. Your brother's asking for it." And I was like, "Oh my God, what's happening?" So I step out in the hallway, and Brock's holding a tissue over his finger, and he's like, "I have to go home." And I'm like, What are you talking about? He's like, "I have to go home. I don't know what to do." And I'm like, "What?" This genius had been holding a pair of kitty scissors made to be safe, but they didn't make him Brock-proof, apparently. He's so bored in class, he's gonna saw a pencil in half lengthwise, holding it in his hand.
Wow.
The scissor slipped and just went half an inch into his thumb. He had to get 6 stitches.
1, never let him inside of a wood workshop. 2, get this man into an arm wrestling competition. Ta-da. That's incredible strength. That's crazy. I've had a similar hand injury when I was in elementary school. I don't know what I was doing, but for some reason, I stabbed a pencil into my hand. But I went to the nurse's office, and they're like, "What happened?" And it's this pencil-shaped hole. And I'm like, paper cut. I was very ashamed. I'm like, I don't know.
It's a hole?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's paper can't do that. Not that I got hurt with this one, but was like another time in elementary school. I peed my pants. It wasn't great. Not proud of that.
Right out the gate.
And then like the teacher's like, oh, okay, go to the nurse's office. The nurse calls my dad. My dad brings over some new pants. He's like trying to be thoughtful, like, Andy, do you want to go home for the day? And I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, I do. So I go home and then like watch cartoons for the rest of the day. And my 1.5 brain cells conjures an idea. If I pee my pants more,
oh my God,
I
dude.
can go home whenever I want. I found the loophole. So the next day, I deliberately just pee my pants. Like story time happens, I'm like, I've been holding it in.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna do it. And then I go to the nurse's office again. My dad brings another pair of pants, and I'm like, we're going home. He's like, no, you go back to class. So I learned, and thank God, you know, because
who knows how many more incidents would have occurred. It was gym class, right? And they're doing that testing that they do, the provincial or state requirements, right? Me and one of my buddies, he runs around the football field. He gets a really good time. He passes the test. For some reason, even though I am like the worst runner in the world, I was like, I'm gonna beat him. I run harder and faster than I ever have in my whole life. And I beat him by like 3 seconds. So I look at him, and then I just throw up everywhere. Like, I just look at him and I go,
comedically timed throw up, while disgusting, is hilarious. That is very funny. Yeah, I didn't have a lot of physical altercations when I was a kid. 2 sisters, we just kind of were passive aggressive.
Which childhood would you rather have?
That's a great question.
Do you want emotional or physical damage?
I preferred 0 damage, but I guess that's not an option.
When you're a kid, you have like a rivalry, right? But then as you get older, you're like, okay, actually, I can be friends with this person because they're literally me.
That's where my sisters and I are now.
They're still like trapping you in a box.
That was a long time ago. I can't remember how old I was. But
That was last year.
that was a year. Actually, that was an hour ago.
I'm in the box filming right now.
Please help me. This one was like when I was a kid. But we went to Mall of America, and there's like some roller coaster in Mall of America. I can't remember which one it was. But like I was really pushing the line when it comes to how tall you're allowed to be. They let us on, and I'm like, well, this is crazy. Like this is going way too fast to be safe at all. I'm not having a good time. It takes this like pinpoint turn, and I smack my head on the side of the cart, and then as it's like turning the corner, they have those like the camera things that show like take a picture of you.
Oh my God.
And so it's like,
no
oh,
way.
bam. And like, and I'm so upset at this point. And my dad's like, isn't that funny? Like, how comedic? And I'm seething. I'm like, Father, how could you like abandon me in my time of need? Which now looking back, it is hilarious. And
Builds
he was
character,
totally,
yeah.
I quickly told this story in like a video once, but I don't even remember what video. I've never seen my videos. I have no idea which one this is from. It was at one of those like quick setup carnivals, and like I've learned to never go on those rides ever.
Because they just plopped them off the truck and they're like rattly and loose.
Yeah, and you have like questionable like employees as well. And my sister and my cousin went on one. It was just like a ring. You get in, you're locked in, and then it just goes and goes in circles. And it went for like 10 minutes. Oh my the guy was just like laughing and like he wouldn't stop the ride. And
oh my God. We were like out of town for like a hockey tournament or something, and we were staying in this hotel. We were hanging out in the pool. My sister's like, you just want to like race to the end there? My competitive nature that I had in the football field came back to me, and I was like, for absolutely no reason at all, I have to try my absolute hardest to win. Halfway through the race, like I'm booking it, but my sister's older than me. I was like, well, how do I like slow her down? So I start like pushing her under the water, and I was like on her back, and then she was like gasping for air. She was like, blah, blah, and I was like, wow, I'm winning. And then like I get to the end, she's completely out of breath, and she's like, why did you do that? And I was like, I won.
my house was under construction, and a friend was over for a sleepover. We were hanging out. There was like this half wall next to the staircase, and there's like this shard of metal. I don't know why. There's a shard of metal in this wall. It should only be nails. He drags his arm across his forearm, and it gashes him like about an inch.
Ooh.
And it's totally open. Missed all veins, so he's not bleeding, but you could like see down.
Oh my god.
This is gross. A little content warning. You could like look in and see the fat cells of like his body.
Oh god, I hate that.
I'm freaking out. I'm like,
Oh my god.
because I've never seen gore in such like raw detail. I'm screaming. I'm like, oh, Dad, we gotta go to the hospital. He's gonna die. And then he's fine. He's like, oh, yeah, it stings, but I'm okay. And then like, no, we do go to the hospital. He gets stitched up. It's totally fine.
Thank you so much for joining me. This has been a blast. You're quite a
How tall are you, Brody?
6 foot. It's like an
I'm
inch
like
taller than
5'11".
me.
Yeah, that's like nothing,
It's
dude.
enough. It's enough. That's on the books, dude.
Bryson, how tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
I'm gonna pick you up by your hair and swing you around.
Okay.
And he like while he's swinging, he's like, "Hey, my name is Bryson."
I can't catch a break.
It never ends, baby.
What? Peeves you, gentlemen? We're the pet peevers. What peeves you?
Like right before recording this, me and Nathan were playing like a shooting game. He goes into voice chat and he's like, raise your hands. Who here has heard of Haminations? You guys like Haminations?
No, I didn't. Like, I think you guys can both agree with this. One of the most annoying things is like getting woken up in like a horrible way.
Oh, yeah.
My mother will have like a full-blown conversation with me when
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
asleep,
dude.
No.
and it's like, dude, I do you see what I'm doing right now? Like,
when I need to wake someone up, I'm like, hey, like, how you doing? Like, did you see?
Yeah.
Well, like, but like, then like my parents come in and they're like, hey, what's up, big guy? Like, hey, how you gonna get up? Pet peeve: flies. When they're flying all up in my face, like on my nose, like touching me, like, what do you gain from that?
on the topic of flies, mosquitoes, dude, like when they're by your ear, like you're just like chilling or like you like having a conversation, and they're like.
Okay, so we've got this fly shotgun. It shoots like salt at them. Sometimes the salt gets in my eye, and I'm like, ah!
How?
Anyway.
What? Do you like look
'Cause
in it like a cartoon?
No, so I'll shoot a fly, and then it like falls down, and if it didn't die, it's like shimmying on the ground. I'm like, oh no, bud, your wings aren't working anymore. Oh, that's and then I end their lineage.
I don't use a salt shotgun. I use a real shotgun.
Wait, what?
On a bug?
My walls look like Swiss cheese. Hey, you liking the video so far? Yeah, man. Yeah, it's pretty. Oh yeah, you excited to hear? Nice. Do it. Do it now. All right, back to the video.
Since we're talking about insects, I remembered, it was like me and my whole family, and I saw a wasp, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I saw it getting close to Hank. I was like, no, wait, and it gets on his, yes, it gets on his ear and stings him, and he starts crying, and I'm like,
Aw.
no! When he cries, like, I start crying pretty much. I'm like, no!
What?
Because-
Wait, what?
I'm an empath. Don't
Swoosh
mind
has
me.
Whatever.
My mom saw a gigantic spider. It's like probably about as big as your palm. My mom said, I'll give you $20 if you vacuum up that spider. And I was like, okay, I got you. So I have this big industrial freaking vacuum, and I'm going under the stairs, dude. And there's just tons of webs there. Like that, like it was like a member of our home at that point. And then like I saw it in the corner, and then like it went like under the walls. And I was like, oh!
Here's another pet peeve. I definitely hide the fact that I do YouTube. It's physically impossible for a person to find out another person is a YouTuber and not say, oh, you should make a video about this. Like,
Oh,
you
my
should-
God, I know, man.
Oh
I'm like,
my
bro,
gosh, like We're just eating Taco Bell, dude. Chill.
Like, literally, this could be the most mundane thing ever. Like, my friend were like playing basketball. He makes that 3-pointer. He's like, dude, make a video about that. I was like, what? No. Like,
Like, we're freaking, like, eating at Olive Garden. And, like, dude, like, make a video about it. And, like, about what? The breadsticks? Like, what do you want? When I was in high school and people found out that, like, so, dude, like, how much money do you make? Pull up the statistics, bro. I want to know. I'm like, don't talk to me. Like, who are you? Like,
I know, and like they won't even know you either. Like, there's this one teacher at my school, didn't teach any of my classes, but he was like, how much money you make? I'm like, dude, like, what?
Dude,
how much money you make, sir? Damn,
yeah,
man.
like, that leads me to another pet peeve. My family cannot shut up about the fact that I do YouTube. Like, I freaking pull up to the dentist and they're like, hey, while you're like grinding his teeth, he does YouTube and he does got
Literally, bro, that's what my mom does, dude.
These
Oh
pearly
my.
whites have 1.5 million subscribers. Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, I went to the dermatologist to get like my acne looked at like a year ago. This guy's like looking at my face, and my mom's like, "Do you have kids? Do they know
No,
infamous
no.
swoosh?" I'm like, "Mom, shut up!" Do you want to hear a really awkward encounter I had yesterday? I went to the New York State Fair. It was like a basketball shooting game, and it said in big letters like swoosh, and I was like, derp. I'm gonna go walk up, and I'm gonna say, "Hi, I'm infamous swoosh." So I literally walk up, and I'm like, I wonder if they'll let me shoot hoops for free if I say, hey, look, this is my YouTube channel, and I'm infamous swoosh. Which, for the record, I never do this, but I walk up and I go, hey, man, look. It says swoosh in big letters right above us. And this is my YouTube channel. Swoosh is in the name. So can I get a couple free shots? And he was like, yeah. He was talking so much. So like eventually I end up paying for it. And I miss both shots. And then he goes, all right, because your name is Swoosh, I'll let you do one more shot. And I miss it again. And he goes, bro, why is that your name? I go, no. It's not about basketball, bro. It's not about basketball, bro. And I walked away being like, I just wasted $5 just to get embarrassed. I can't even think about how many times we all just were yelling at like this.
I don't know how to start a video, dude. I never do.
What's up, guys? Today we're back with Brody Animates, and we're going to be talking about strangers. Isn't that right?
Holy,
Also, wait a second. We're here in person.
We're here in person, live from Canada. This guy, he just showed up. I didn't even invite him or nothing. Like, he's just here. Today we're gonna be talking about strangers. Some of the people I know are weird, and some of the people I haven't met are weirder. The first story I got for you, this one's straight from Canada. I was in Edmonton. Edmonton is like Calgary, but a little bit worse. Don't tell nobody I said that. We were walking down the street. I see a Wendy's. I'm hungry. Dude, I'm gonna get me a burger. This guy I'd seen walking on the road, he comes in, and his entire butt is just hanging out of his pants, just bare butt, talking to the employees. He doesn't even order a burger. They hand him a napkin with 2 strips of greasy bacon on it, and then he just takes that and leaves. That's the entire interaction that we had. I just looked at him and I was like, what the hell?
When I'm outside with other human beings, I am trying so hard not to be a disruptive member of society. For me to put on my Karen wig and to be like, ugh, you know, like, that's a lot. My story also involved waiting in line at a fast food place.
People are at their lowest.
Yeah.
When they walk, go through a drive.
The worst parts, the worst members of society. Oh, cut that out. I was waiting in line at the soda machine, and this guy, he just had his cup, and then he was just holding it down on the ice machine. The ice machine was making this sound like it was definitely out of ice. You know, it's just like, I'm waiting for him to realize this. Then a line starts forming behind me, and the guy's still just holding his cup on the ice machine, and I'm just like, I'm gonna have to say something. He looked like a foreign tourist, so I'm also giving him the benefit of the doubt of like, maybe this is his first time being at an American ice
This is
machine.
his first time to talk about it.
Exactly.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know. I would just go, I think it's out of ice. You know, that's all I said. I think it's out of ice. But then he just speaks in like full perfect English. oh, is that what it is? And I was like, yeah. And then I just remember sitting down just being like, that was so much. That took so much out of me. My
Today
today drained. Have you ever met me at VidCon?
I met you in
Wait a
the
second.
Lego store.
Oh, that's
Do
right.
you remember? In front of the giant Lego
Yeah.
Hulk, and we did the
Yeah. Was that with Swoosh and everyone?
with Swoosh and Nick.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that was a lot.
That was 2019.
People always ask me what's the weirdest fan interaction I've had, and it's probably this, where
This
someone
kid in a Lego store.
there's this guy. He asked, "Hey, can you lick me?" I was like, "What?
What?
No, I'm not gonna lick you." And I thought he said, "Can you lick me?" What he really said was, "Can I lick you?"
Oh,
And-
oh, that's fun.
See, literally, he like clarified and then was like, no, not that, the other way, because it was like that. I was like,
You did not lick him.
no, I didn't lick him. He licked me.
You let him lick you.
Yeah,
You let a stranger lick you because he asked.
anything for a fan. What would you rather do, Brody? Would you rather lick a stranger or have a stranger
Well,
lick you?
I'll tell you one thing.
Okay.
Definitely not. Neither. First of all.
Brody, gun to the head. Does a stranger lick you?
$100,000.
Does a stranger lick you, or you lick the stranger?
Stranger licks me.
See,
all right?
that's
Stranger
the
licks
better-
me,
that's
all
the
right?
better option.
But you can put your foot down. You can just tell them they're a freak. You can do that.
Have you ever wished you could play a video game your way?
When I was in 8th grade, we had a talent show, and I was like, "Well, I don't got no talent." Like,
Did you have to be in the talent show?
well, I want to
wanted to-
participate. You know, like
I wanna be
I
on
want to.
stage.
How do I participate when I'm talentless? I was like, "Can I submit a video?" Couple hundred people in there. They pull down the projector. This one's from Brody Butcher. He makes cartoons on the internet. Broody Animates. Let's give it a watch, guys. Silence.
Oh!
Silence at the whole thing, bro.
I think an 8th grade talent show, you're not going to see Justin Bieber or Taylor Swift perform. You know,
They were all better than mine. For context for this one, I might have to do a little announcement. I have a girlfriend. What?
that's what Anthony did to me.
We've been together for a good amount of time, so
Why are you whispering?
I don't know. It feels weird to talk about.
They're not
But-
going to hear you.
We've been together. Like,
Brody is taller than me, and his girlfriend is taller than him. So they're a tall couple.
my girlfriend's 6'4".
Good job, man. Good job. Good job.
We're moving to a bigger city, and some of the places are just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
There was one place we went to. There's dirt, leaves everywhere outside. We open the door. It's the same on the inside. The dude, no disrespect, does not look like a landlord. He's wearing like fresh new Nikes and a giant gold chain. I'm like, okay, all right.
Exactly what a landlord is.
That's what it feels like. Our heads are scraping the ceiling. You can see like drips on the walls from like leaks and stuff. The dude, he's like, if anything breaks, we're not gonna fix it because in 8 months we're gonna demolish it. Just be aware of that. And I was like, dude, you want me to live here? Like,
And I'm assuming no, you didn't go with that one.
actually, we did. So
Oh.
watch out for the wrecking balls.
We don't go outside that much, do we, Brody?
No, not a whole lot. Except,
Yeah.
well, you did work at one point.
At Subway? Don't say it. Don't you dare say it.
I wasn't gonna say it. I wasn't gonna say it.
Give me the microphone. I even like when I was working at the Subway, I was like going out of my way to like not be disruptive or bothering people, you know? I even mentioned this in the video. There was like some kids stealing a bag of chips, and I asked them like, "Oh, anything else?" And they're like, "No." And I'm like, "Well, we got nothing else to do here then."
How dare you not have loyalty to your corporation?
They're paying me the legal lowest amount they could pay me, you know? Those kids were probably your age, Brody.
Probably.
And now they're like seniors in high school. Time just moves forward.
You're
doesn't
old,
it?
man.
Ah!
I've had 2 jobs other than YouTube. One of them was being a referee. I talked about that in the videos. The other one was just picking up garbage.
What do you mean?
Like my mom was like a facilities manager at like a strip mall, and I would just pick up garbage. I got like $20 a day.
Oh my god.
It wasn't me, but it was my brother that went in to help. And there was a battlefield of seagulls and there was like dead seagulls and seagull feathers everywhere. They had like a war.
Yeah.
They had to pick it all up. But I just wanted to share that.
Now that we're on the topic of no, I was gonna say dead animals.
Oh my god.
My
Great tangent.
my girlfriend hit a squirrel with her car. They'd like run out in the street, and there's been times where I've like swerved my car and like slammed on the brakes. So I don't blame my girlfriend for hitting the squirrel.
Same girlfriend that put a snake in.
And you know what she did to the squirrel?
No, do not.
She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna see if a taxidermy store wants it later."
Why
So
would a taxidermy store want it later?
she put it in a fridge, and then we left the country, and now we're in Canada.
Oh my god.
And there's just a dead squirrel in my freezer right now.
Girlfriend seems to have a lot of brushes with death.
Yeah.
Do you think you're next?
Ooh. Thanks for having me over here in your basement,
Of
Brody.
course, man. Yeah, I mean, I hope you're gonna.
Here's my pride and joy.
I've always liked cars. I liked Hot Wheels as a kid. I would tag along with my dad to car shows, and when I saw a cool car on the road, I would harass my friends and go, "Look at that." Still kind of do. But my interest definitely peaked when I was turning 16 and I could get my license. Finally, I could navigate the car-dependent suburbia of North America upon my own free will and contribute unreasonable amounts of greenhouse gas emissions. Hooray! Leading up to my birthday, I started looking for used cars in my area. Trucks, SUVs, whatever, the usual boring stuff. After a while of looking, I suddenly thought, man, this is gonna be my first car. Something I'll remember forever. I don't want to buy something boring or else those YouTube sponsorships would be for nothing. These cars were sick as hell! The idea of owning and driving something cool hit all the dopamine triggers in my tiny teenage brain. Obviously, I'm not rich. I wasn't gonna buy some Lambo or a brand new Challenger, just something that's got more personality than a Kia Soul. God, I hate Kia Souls. And I found something. A blue 2008 Ford Mustang GT. There are better cars out there, and it's not everyone's cup of tea, but no matter what I looked at, it just stuck in my mind. It was reasonably priced, great condition, big old V8 engine. I was sold. I should mention, this was actually kind of stupid. This car is clearly not equipped for a Canadian winter, so I'd have to get another vehicle for the season. It's also a dumb sports car that only seats two. But you know what? I'm young. I got time to be smart when I'm old. After thinking it over, we drove out to the guy's house to see the car. First impressions were that this guy's old and he does not want to sell his car to me. Probably a good sign, though. You don't really want to buy a car from someone that's trying really hard to give it to you. What are you hiding? It also doesn't help that I'm a teenage boy, and if they're known for anything, it's doing stupid things with your friends. That sentiment is not limited to totaling your car. It also didn't help that I actually didn't even have my license at the time of buying it because I wanted to get it before anyone else did. Hey, I'm Brody. I'm here to see the car.
You're Brody.
Yeah.
How long you been driving?
Like 2 years with my permit.
You don't have your license? And you want to buy my car?
I've played a lot of Mario Kart. Luckily, my dad was there to assure him I'd be responsible with it. He's also good at talking to other car guys, so shout out to my dad for scoring some brownie points with that weird Mustang guy. Also, side note, when I first opened the driver's side door, he had a humongous hunting knife. You know, as you do, just in your car. Hey, what's this?
Oh, yeah, don't worry about that.
Huh. Okay, that's normal. After showing me the car runs and I'm getting what I'm paying for, I gave him the money and took my new car home. One little thing I left out about this car is that it's a manual, or standard, or stick shift, whatever you want to call it. What does that mean, the youngins may ask? Well, it has this funny little stick in it and a silly extra pedal that makes the car far more difficult to drive. The pros are that you get a bit more control, it can be more fun, and you look sick driving it. Oh yeah, fun tidbit, if you mess up, the car engine literally stops and you have to embarrassingly restart it. like a loser. Definitely makes it a lot more nerve-wracking when you've never driven one before and the only car you can practice on is a flamboyant blue and you regret all your life decisions.
What a loser.
Hey! I'll come over there and I'll show you who's the loser! Just give it a second. It'll go. Come on. But after you get the hang of it, they're pretty fun. And since not everyone can drive one, it's harder to steal because not. Wait, hey! But not impossible. Also, being able to drive manual means I can drive practically any car. Even this big semi-truck! Oh! After I got the hang of it and the initial awe wore off, I got to experience the absolute treat that is car maintenance. Both my parents were mechanics, and my brother works at my uncle's auto glass shop. And I am a YouTuber. So the help was appreciated. My dad would always be doing some work on his truck, and I'd watch, but I never paid much attention until I got a car. Finally, I graduated from tool hander over to tool user. Did I do it, Dad? But car maintenance is pretty simple, as long as you remember to do it. One thing I will never enjoy is the stupid DMV. First time I had to get a car registered, no problem. Bill of sale, insurance, I now have a car. I even noticed a sign on my way out that said, verbal abuse will not be tolerated, and thought, wonder why they have that. Should be pretty obvious. A few months later, I got a winter beater. Just an old Ford Explorer, nothing special, just to get me through the winter till I could sell it again and get back in the Mustang. Call back to when I said the Mustang wasn't a smart decision. But it shouldn't be a problem, right? I walk in there, immediately feel the wave of dread that spawns from the building somehow, and wait in line. They call me over, and it's even the exact same lady as last time. I give her the bill of sale, the insurance, and she pauses. You're 16? Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna need a parent for this, son.
What?
Well, you're not 18 yet. You can't register it.
I did it last time, right here, in 5 minutes.
Go get your mom. Well, now I know why the sign's there. I ended up getting it registered at a different DMV with my mom present, and she didn't even do anything. She was just there. You really need her for that? Are you serious? Fun times. Anyways, the point is, I'm really grateful to be able to have my own car, and at that, one I really like. Unlike a Kia Soul. If you're also getting your license, remember not to be a hooligan, don't put other people in danger, and enjoy the freedom. With all that being said, I'm gonna go pop that Kia's tires.
No, I'm serious. 60 miles an hour on Heelys. I mean, rest in peace, but what a way to go out. Wait, hold on.
Kia Soul.
Hey, aren't you Brody Animates?
No.
Hey, whatever happened to Greg?